Yeah. If you're close to the wall, you can take legs up the wall, but really any reclined position that feels like it's going to be kind of yummy. If you're all chilled, you might even put a little blanket over the low belly, helping to not only keep some warmth in, but also provide a little more grounding. And then as you come to rest, hands face down towards the earth for a little bit more of that grounding quality, or you could turn the palms face up to the sky if you're feeling a little more need to receive. Just taking a moment to identify, do you need a little more grounding tonight, or do you need a little more receiving energy? And then once you settle here, right, taking your time, taking any movements, right, any little adjustments, you begin to close your eyes. And if you're not comfortable doing that, you begin to steady your gaze. And whether your eyes are open or closed, your focus is to one really steady point, right? So you're not moving the eyes around at all. You're not moving the gaze around at all. And you can start to feel the weight of your body get heavy. And maybe even take a letting go breath, a deep breath in through your nose, an audible open mouth, exhale, releasing. Releasing the day, releasing the week. Right, releasing whatever it is that's not serving you in this moment to hold on to. And then letting just this moment in time arrive. And you get to arrive within that moment, feeling a little more present, a little more aware of how your body's feeling this evening. If you've got a space that you have to be extra careful or loving with this evening. Noticing of your breath, how it's moving within the body. The depth of it, the texture of it. Check in with your mind, the speed of thought. And to feel your emotional center. The space of the heart. What's showing up this evening? Bringing some awareness back to your breath. Maybe starting to engage with your breath if you're not already doing so, and deepen it. And as you keep your breath a little bit deeper, is there any tension that you're holding on to, physically, mentally, emotionally, that you might now be able to detach from a bit? To settle a little bit more into your inner stillness, your inner calm, your center of inner peace. The longer that you're here, maybe you feel even a little more physical release, a physical heavying, right? The weight of your body truly letting go and surrendering onto the support of the ground, right? The earth holding you, anchoring you, steadying you, and quite literally feeding you.
And see if you can take these next about 2 minutes. I'm going to time us for 2 minutes in silence, just to breathe.
And if you feel called to do so,
Inviting your hands to rest, palms face down over your chest, over your heart. A moment here to set the intention for your practice this evening. And you might come back to this idea, am I here tonight? Do I need more of a grounding quality? Do I need more of a receiving quality? And in what way, in what space, right, in what realm of my existence do I need that? Right? Can you set your intention from that place? Is it physical? Is it mental? Is it emotional? Is it spiritual? Is it about breath? In what way do I either need to ground a little bit more or receive to open up? And then we're going to stay here with that intention in mind, in heart, in soul, and take 10 deep focused breaths. So you're going to count them out for yourself, slow and methodical. 10 deep breaths. Really challenging yourself to keep all of your attention, your concentration, your focus anchored onto 10 breaths right now. No distractions, no physical distractions, no fidgeting, no mental distractions, right? Don't get caught up in thought. No emotional distractions, but just feeling your breath 10 rounds. And in this way, you might be able to anchor in the moment even more, even deeper. Drawing your attention a little bit more into yourself, into the center of your own existence, and less about the external environment. Now we're all breathing at a different pace, but when you finish on your own time, that 10th cycle of breath, you'll draw your knees in towards your chest and begin to rock your low back a little bit on the ground, feeling this quality of massage. And then that gentle rocking, maybe it starts just a little bit from side to side, can turn into some circles, circling your knees around your hips. Just picking one direction to stay with, whatever you've chosen, just kind of staying with that. And then maybe those circles, if you're circling, start to get a little bit bigger. And if you're still finishing your 10 breaths, like that's where you are. This is your time. Right? This is your body. This is your practice. And you're still just circling in the same direction that you've chosen. A chance to kind of really warm your joints, to start to warm your synovial fluid, to make it a little bit more that texture of olive oil as it lubricates the joints of your lower spine and hips. And then when you feel called to change direction and start to circle in a different pathway, right, to the opposite direction. And maybe those circles, again, start a bit smaller or slower. Right? But with the repetition, they begin to feel juicier, right? Like more fluid in the way that you're moving your body against the ground. And as the body warms, it literally starts to move with more fluidity on the inner channels, right? The energetic channels, the fascial channels. And hopefully at this point in the day, it just kind of feels good to get close to the earth, feels good to lay down on the floor, feels good to give the lower back a little massage. When you feel like you've got an even number of circles moving in both directions, you'll come back into stillness, reach your hands up towards your feet for Ananda Balasana Happy Baby pose. You can grab your inner edges, your outer edges, the backs of your calves if your hamstrings feel really tight. And you might move a little bit here. Maybe you pull one foot close to the ground, let the other foot reach a little higher into the sky. Maybe you're just rocking again on the low back. Maybe you're straightening the legs out wide and then bending the knees again. What just feels good, sounds good to you, right? There's not a right or wrong. There's just like, can I follow that stream of intuition? Like, can I acknowledge what my body's asking for, what I need? Does it need to be a more restorative shape? Does it need to be more active shape? Does it need more grounding, right? Or do I need to open up and receive? And then you're going to find a space in this happy baby to be still. You want to try to feel like it's centered, right? So the weight feels even on the right and the left, and the effort's even in the front body and the back body. And then you're going to start to activate that posture a bit. So pulling your hands against your feet and resisting and pressing your feet towards your hands. Yeah, and as we're opening the hips, right, we're getting a little bit of hip opening here. We also want to feel like we're strengthening the muscles that stabilize our hips. Need a little bit of resistance. And then notice if you've stopped breathing deep, go ahead and take one really quality full breath in. Quality full breath out. Release the posture. Inhale, the knees draw back into the chest. Exhale, lower your feet to the ground. Knees stay bent. Feet are hips width distance apart. Hands to your sides. Palms face the ground. We're going to take a few rolling bridge pose. So as you inhale, the low back lifts, middle back, upper back rises. Feet are pushing actively into the ground. Exhale, you're reversing that pathway. Upper back lowers, middle back lowers, hips lower all the way down. And you're trying to see if you can sync that up with your breath. So as you inhale, the hips rise, the low back, the middle back, the upper back, as you squeeze the buttocks a little bit. Exhale, lowering the upper back behind the heart, the middle back, the back ribs, the lower back and sacrum. And you're going to, again, just stay with that pulsing. Inhale, rising up, this really sweet spinal massage.
Exhale, lowering down. A bit of tractioning as you try to articulate the movement of every individual vertebrae. Right, and you can even imagine, picture, right, the movement of a snake, the way that it just kind of coils through the body, so fluid. Can you find that articulated in your own spine, back body? And maybe that just feels good. You're getting into a rhythm. Or maybe you want to add on a little bit more and get the arms and the shoulders involved. The next time the hips rise, inhale, the arms lift up towards the sky, lift all the way back overhead. The backs of the hands touch down towards the ground. And as you exhale, the upper back lowers, the hands begin to drop towards the earth. The middle back lowers, the hands come a little bit closer. The low back lowers and the hands touch the floor. And you can stay with that as you inhale. You feel that rising of the back body, right? That articulation of the vertebrae, movement in the shoulders and the arms. Exhale, the spine lowers and the hands start to drop and ground. And you're trying to sync that movement up so that it feels perfectly coordinated, that your arms aren't moving any faster or slower than your spine is lifting and lowering. And it can even be its own little mini meditation, right? Like just to focus on that perfect coordination of breath and body, moving, flowing together like water. You're going to take one more set just as you're doing. And then one more. And when you reach that second and final bridge pose, we're going to hold it here, right? Holding the hips up to the sky, arms over the head. You can press the backs of the hands, the backs of the arms down against the floor, or you can let the hands come back along the sides if that feels better. Yeah, try to press your feet actively into the earth. Imagine if there was a block between your legs, you want to hug onto it. Yeah, nice adjustments. Yeah, and the buttocks isn't lazy here, but it's kind of engaged. There's a little bit of strengthening and efforting to help you protect your spine, the integrity of your back. Nice. Keep your arms overhead if they're overhead. Exhale, lower your spine to the earth. Upper back behind the heart, middle back, the back ribs, lower back, and the sacrum. And then go ahead and clasp hold of opposite elbows if the arms are overhead, and try to really relax the shoulders here. If your hands are down to your sides, you might just rest your palms on your belly for, again, that sense of grounding. Now, for some of us with tighter shoulders, it might feel like our arms are up off the floor. That's okay. We're just trying to let them be heavy. Try to feel some of the muscular engagement soften. And for others of us where the shoulders are a little bit more mobile, you might feel your arms on the floor and then you have a surface to really soften into against. Now notice what happened to the attention on your breath, and try to take another full breath in, really deep, conscious, full inhalation. Totally empty exhale. Get rid of all that stale, stagnant energy. Right? Empty, 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 empty. Squeeze the belly, empty. Nice. Inhale, release your arms towards your knees and draw your knees in towards your chest. So again, there's that like little squeeze on the back body. Grab hold behind your thighs. Exhale, roll up to sit. Yeah, and then cross your shins. Notice the shin that volunteered to go in front. Roll forward over them to find your tabletop, hands and knees. Spread your fingers a little wider apart so you really feel this stretch of the palms of your hands. Exhale, tuck your toes under, take your hips back and up to the sky, downward facing dog. Let your head drop, descend it heavy, a bit heavier and closer to the ground. Neck easy, mouth relaxed, low jaw relaxed. Now, if you were in practice with me on Tuesday, we talked a little bit about how our fingertips have acupressure points, right? Energetic channels that run deeper
through the body. So see if you can really press all 10 fingertips down, engaging those energetic channels of the liver, of the kidney, of spleen and gallbladder, of heart and lung. And then take a moment to breathe here, not to rush, not to need to go someplace else, but to fully integrate all the benefits of being in this shape, this gentle inversion where your head is below your heart, changing your perspective, perhaps changing your attitude, perhaps giving you a little more grounding, or perhaps offering up something to receive. Spread your shoulders wide apart. Don't lose that energetic pressure of the fingertips. Not only releasing some of the weight out of your wrist, but really engaging your hands, your arms, your shoulders. And then as you're here breathing, notice what's happening in your belly. Does it feel a little lazy? Right? Are you feeling really strong and contained? And as you pay attention to your abdominal wall, can you find a perfect balance of effort and ease so that there's some tone, some strength, but also breath? Now you're still in your down dog. You should kind of start to feel some sensation. So notice, like, where do you feel that first? Do you feel it physically? Do you feel it mentally? Do you feel it emotionally? Do you feel it in breath? Do you feel it spiritually? Where do you feel like that first little tingle of sensation? And then stay with it 100%. We're only here for a moment more. It's just temporary. It will pass. Can you find patience, endurance, strength, and ease? And then as you inhale, walk your hands back towards your feet. Bend your knees a little bit when you get there. So you're really hanging, dangling, dripping down into this forward fold, Uttanasana. There's a little more stretch happening on the back line of the body, the posterior chain. So see if you can direct your breath into the back line, feeling a little more stretch in the muscles of the back. 3 more breaths, letting your head drop heavy. You might even shake your head a little, yes and no. Right? Let go of all that tension you're holding in your neck, your jaw. Maybe a little bounce in the knees or a bounce in the chest. When you get to your 4th inhalation, you're going to lift up to stand. You can roll up, you can come up with a flat spine, just in the way that feels best in your own body. Then take your shoulders, roll them up to your ears, onto your back and down. And we're going to do that a few times, getting the head above the heart. Inhale the shoulders up and back and down. You might close your eyes as you, again, find that like core engagement so the belly is strong as you're standing with integrity and mountain pose, Tadasana. As you notice the impact, the echo of that gentle inversion of down dog and dangling pose. Right? And maybe some of the brightness, right? The flood of light that can come in as you're rising to stand again. We're going to take some sun breaths as you inhale. Reach out to the sides with your fingers all the way up to the sky, rising up towards the sun. Exhale, palms press into one another, hands drop down the midline right in front of the center of the forehead, the bridge of the nose, tip of the nose, top lip, lower lip, chin, throat, chest. Inhale, big circle of the arms, like you're actually reaching out to grab hold of something. A little more earth. Right? That thing that you need in your life to receive. Exhale, palms press into one another. Come right down the midline, right? Like you could kind of clear the senses of sight, of smell, of taste, right? Clear the throat of holding, Clear the chest of any emotional stagnation. Big breath in, clear that space, subtle energy field all around you, rising the arms to the sky. Exhale, the hands come down the midline. Find that perfect center point, a sense of like, oh, I can start fresh, I can start new, I can start clear and bright. A little more grounding in the feet. And you're just gonna stay with that. So again, this in itself can be its very own meditation, right? A full breath in, a full breath out. And even though there might be less action, maybe less challenge, can we train our focus to be completely 100% engaged in what we're doing? So we're not rushing on to what's coming next, what's the next shape, what's the next sequence, right? Like I can be fully here in the moment and enjoy it. Smile a little bit. Tap into the heart center of happiness, right? Like yumminess. Just kind of getting the shoulders moving, the lung meridians flowing, the heart meridians, right? Activated, those like inner energetic channels. And you're going to take 2 more just in your own time, in your own way. And as you move through that second cycle, hands are going to come back down towards the ground in a forward fold. Little bend in the knees. When you get there, hang, dangle, release, right? Let go of some stress. Decompress your nervous system. We've all got something we can let go of. Inhale, walk your hands forward to a high plank position. Take your shoulders right over your wrists. Yeah. Special treat for Bruce here. We're going to hold it for a minute. He's in the bottom corner on my screen. Guys, I'll send him some loving energy. I'm timing this. Yeah. So just watch what comes up. Think about the qualities of posture, your alignment, your hands under your shoulders, your 10 fingertips pressing onto the ground, the back of your heart lifting, your abdominal wall engaged, right? The legs are strong, the muscles are toning, holding around the bone. There's not an overworking intention in your mouth, jaw, neck, eyes. You can always drop the knees to the ground without losing any integrity or benefit of the shape. Lift up again, press down, engage the belly, engage the legs. Exhale, knees to the earth, hips back, child's pose. And then I want you to try to feel the exact opposite of challenge and dive deep into ease. Take a deep dive into rest. Physically, emotionally, energetically, the way that you're breathing. And for so many of us, the challenge of yoga comes in these moments of rest. It's hard to slow down, to stop some of the doing of life. We live in this world that's moving a little too fast, faster than nature. We're constantly bombarded with stimulus and stress, even if we don't recognize it's happening. What does it feel like to opt out? To make a conscious choice to move in the opposite direction, to go slow, to breathe, to rest. And a lot of yogic traditions teach that these profound moments of enlightenment, enrichment, realignment, restoration are a direct result of resting deeply. Right? Just as important, maybe more important than 10,000 vinyasas. Now we're starting out this practice a little bit slower with less postures, with less movement. I'm going to guide us into a flow, a bit more movement. Before I do that, I want you to give yourself permission to move in any way, make any adjustments that work better for your body, whether that means a little more challenge or a little more ease. So as you inhale, lift back up to your tabletop. Spread your fingers, engage your fingertips. Think about those acupressure points. Exhale, tuck your toes, take your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg back and up towards the sky. Exhale, roll your hips open towards the sidewall, bend at your knee. Inhale, straighten your right leg, square your hips down to the ground. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose, round your back. Inhale, take your knee to your right upper arm, maybe elbow. Exhale, knee to left upper arm, maybe elbow. Inhale, knee to nose, round your back, cat smile. Exhale, step your foot forward between your hands. Take a full breath and lengthen your lunge a bit. Exhale, straighten your right leg, press your hips back, just a gentle fold, a hamstring stretch. Inhale, shift forward, knee over your ankle. Exhale, arms circle out to the sides and up to the sky. Big breath and lift your gaze up towards your fingertips. Open your heart up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to the earth, left foot to the sky, standing split. Breathe in, half lift. Exhale, draw your left knee to your nose, round your back. Try not to touch left foot down. Inhale, arms to sky, left knee to chest. Exhale, cross your ankle over your thigh, bend into your right knee, hands to heart, figure four. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Left knee pulls up into your chest. Exhale, step your foot back, Virabhadrasana 2, arms open and the heel grounds. Breathe in, reverse your warrior. Right fingers reach up and back. Exhale, side angle, forearm to thigh. Nice. Inhale, come back to Vira 2, open the arms. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the ground, high in the back toes. Inhale, right foot steps back to the left, plank pose. First vinyasa, we're going to take it, right, a little bit softer. Exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Untuck your toes, tops of the feet, press down. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, release to the floor. Knees can stay down or toes can tuck, engage legs. Inhale to plank pose, high or low. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises back and up. Exhale, roll your hips open, bend your knee. Inhale, straighten your left leg, square your hips. Exhale, knee to nose, round your back. Inhale, knee to left upper arm, maybe elbow. Exhale, right upper arm, maybe elbow. Inhale, knee to nose, spine rounds. Exhale, step your foot forward, lunge. Full breath in, lengthen it out. Exhale, straighten your left leg, take a gentle fold. Inhale, shift it forward, stack your knee over your ankle. Exhale, circle your arms out and up. Inhale, lift your gaze, open your chest, a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, hands to the ground, right foot to the sky, standing split. Breathe in, half lift, a spinal stretch. Exhale, right knee to nose, rounding your back. Okay, try not to touch down. Inhale, arms to sky, right knee to chest, lift up to stand. Exhale, cross your ankle, hands to heart, figure four. Inhale, lift all the way back up, right knee rises. Exhale, step it back, open up, Vira 2. Nice, breathe in, reverse your warrior. Nice side body stretch, right in the gallbladder channel. Exhale, side angle, forearm to thigh, right fingers reach overhead. Inhale, come back to Vira 2. Exhale, hands cartwheel down to the floor. High on the back toes, breathe in, step to plank. Optional lower chaturanga dandasana or all the way to the floor. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, shoulder blades hug in and back. Stay with Bhujangasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha, hips to sky. We're pressing up through plank first. So it's a little bit longer of a sequence. I'm going to guide you through it again. You're going to start to think, all right, I know she's going to make me do this on my own. So I'm going to try to remember what I'm doing. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, open your hips to the side, get a nice stretch. Inhale, straighten your leg, extend and square your hips. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose, tone your belly. Inhale, knee to right upper arm, a little higher. Exhale, left upper arm, a little higher. Inhale, knee to nose. There's a cat spine here. Exhale, step it forward, not from momentum, but strength. Full breath to land in the lunge, refine the posture a bit. Exhale, straighten your right leg, take a gentle bow. Stretch your hamstrings. Inhale, shift forward, steady your feet. Exhale, big circle with the arms, clear that energetic field, rising up to lunge. Full breath in, heart rises, chest lifts, gaze lifts, like you could soak up and receive some energy. Exhale, hands to the earth, left foot to the sky, standing split. Breathe in, half lift, so you're getting some stretch. You might think about Virabhadrasana 3. Exhale, full, draw your left knee to your nose. Inhale all the way up to stand. Try not to touch down. Test your balance, arms up. Exhale, cross your ankle over your thigh, standing figure 4. Get into your hips, flex your feet. Inhale, lift back up, left knee lifts a little higher up towards your nose. Exhale, step your foot to the back of the mat. Virabhadrasana 2, arms open, shoulders relaxed. Nice. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Nice side body extension. Exhale, side angle, option to go into extended. Inhale, come back up to Vira 2, right? With grace, with ease. Exhale, hands cartwheel down to the floor. Inhale, right foot steps to the left, landing in plank. And then you're connecting vinyasa with the same integrity, with the same pace. We're not rushing through it. There are 3 individual postures, not one flow. From downward facing dog, inhale, left leg rises up to the sky, full breath. Exhale, take your hip opener, bend at your knee. Inhale, straighten your legs, square your hips. Exhale, knee to nose, hug your belly, up, 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 up. Inhale, knee to left upper arm. Exhale, right upper arm, maybe a little higher. Inhale, knee back to nose, cat back. Exhale, step your foot forward from strength. Inhale, get in your lunge, land, arrive, be present. Exhale, straighten your left leg, optional flex your toes to the sky for a little more stretch. Inhale, shift forward, knee comes over the ankle, set your foundation. Exhale, arms fly you up, float you up lightly to stand. Full breath in to lift, heart, gaze, rise, energy, receive. Exhale, hands to the earth, right foot to the sky, standing split. Inhale, half lift, maybe a moment, Vira 3. Exhale, knee to nose. Maybe you never touch your hands down to the ground. Inhale, lift your arms, your knee up to stand, right? Steady gaze. Exhale, cross your ankle over your thigh, hands to heart, get into your hips. Inhale, lift back up, knee floats a little higher to your nose. Yeah. Exhale, step it back and open Vira 2. Softer, a little softer. Yeah. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Like nice deep opening in the side body. Exhale, side angle, right? Option to extend, option to take a half bind, eventually maybe a full bind. Inhale, float back up, Vira 2. The legs are steady. Exhale, the hands cartwheel down to the floor. Inhale, left foot steps back to the right, plank pose. 3 separate movements to make your vinyasa. Vinyasa literally means to move in a special way, your breath and your body. Exhale, downward facing dog. I'll take you through it one more time. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Right, make it your own. Exhale, open your hip, get a little more stretch. Keep the shoulders square. Andrew, try to press that right shoulder down. Inhale, straighten your right leg, square your hips to the earth. Yeah, nice. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose, tone through the belly. Inhale, knee to right upper arm. Lift it a little bit higher, Elizabeth. Exhale, knee to left upper arm. Inhale, knee to nose. Round your back, Donna. Exhale, step your foot forward. And then a whole breath to refine the lunge because we're not moving from speed. Exhale, arms circle out to the sides and up high. Straighten the legs, sorry. Hamstring stretch. Even I forgot. Inhale, forward to lunge if you're not there. Exhale, arms float you to the sky. Can you become weightless? Big breath in to lift the gaze, to open the heart, to smile. Exhale, hands to the ground, left foot to the sky, standing splitter, Vira 3. Right, inhale, half lift, find your shape. Maybe the arms float forward, Duncan. Exhale, left knee to the nose. Come up to stand. Right, full breath, get steady, extend, find a little more length. Exhale, cross your ankle over your thigh, get into your hip. Right? Can we ground in this moment of balance? What was your intention? Inhale, lift up, rise up, float back up to stand. Exhale, step your foot to the back of the mat. Vira 2. Yeah, nice, a little lighter. Big breath in reverse. Maybe there's a half bind here this time. Exhale, side angle pose. Maybe there's a full bind here this time. Also, maybe not. Inhale, come back up, Vira 2. Exhale, hands down to the ground and step back. You could take a 3-legged flow. A couple of you that might sound like, oh yeah, I haven't done that in a while. You could take a couple breaths in child's pose. Oh yeah, I haven't done that in a while. I did say I needed more grounding at the start of this practice. What do you think? Left side, you're on your own? I'll take a look. Start with a breath in. It's okay if it changes. It's okay if you forget something. It's great if you add something, right? Just make this like a little moving meditation. Yeah, nice focus. In your lunge, get your knee over your ankle, even if you need your hands to help it happen. Right? Don't forget the hamstring stretch, which I did. Yeah, and then float up lightlessly, rising to the sky. Lift your heart, lift your energy. That's what that is. It's about gaining some energy. Exhale, find a standing balance. Maybe your hands never touch the floor this time. Vira 3 perhaps. And then exhale, the knee pulls into the nose. There's this toning of the belly to lift up to stand with challenge, but strength and stability as well. And exhale, get into the hips, stretch into the buttocks. Try to feel that as you keep your feet flexed. Yeah. Softly land into Vira 2 when you get there. Steady focus. And then you're going to move through it again, a whole nother time on the right side. A whole nother time on the left side. And this time, there's really the opportunity for you to make it your own. It's your practice, right? You're in your home, your space, your time, your body, your mind, your heart, your breath. Let it match your intention. Did you need more grounding? Did you need more receptivity? Can you find it? Maybe this time when you open your hip, you even try for a flip dog. Has it been a while since you tried it? What would that feel like? Does that sound like a good idea? Does that sound like a terrible idea? Honor that instinct. When your knee is into your nose, you're not only strengthening your core, but you're strengthening your energetic center, your hara center, which is your, right, like in that navel center, just below the belly button. And it doesn't matter if I totally forgot the sequence, I left something out. Don't get distracted. Don't let it change your attitude. Just keep flowing, keep breathing. And maybe you notice with repetition, your balance feels stronger, steadier, right? Maybe you notice the opposite. Make sure you're breathing with the full capacity of your lungs. Don't skip over your breath. Looking good. Looking good. Yeah. Emily, engage your arms a little bit here too. Yeah, that's what we like. Nice. Loving the variations, right? Make it your own. And even if it's like stumbly, right, off balance, I forgot to do something on one side, can you stay with a quality of grace? Like, I can move with grace. A lot of us are able to find that through yoga, even when we don't feel like graceful in our lives. So, we're probably starting to think about the left side. Or maybe we've started it, or maybe we're about to start it. But whenever you finish, and there's probably at least a few more breaths, we're going to meet up in child's pose. Yeah, if you tried flipping, maybe you're trying it again. Maybe not. Maybe that's like the worst idea ever. You're honoring that, right? Maybe you're like, well, I really need a twist on this side, even though I didn't take it on the other side. That's okay. We're all kind of climbing the same mountain of yoga practice. Right? And we're like hoping to get to the top of the mountain. We're hoping to get to this place where maybe there's a seed of enlightenment, right? Of more love, of more peace, of more kindness, of more acceptance, of more forgiveness. Maybe we're embracing anger at the top of the mountain. Right? But we're all on the same path, and like to honor that your practice is as good as anybody else's, is as perfect. And then in your own time, when you do get to that child's pose, a full surrender to rest. Make it the juiciest, sweetest, most luxurious child's pose that you can manage to bring your body, like a block under your forehead, or maybe the knees are a little wider. Maybe you get like your arms so that they're not doing anything, but just like when you get there, it's so yummy. And don't rush. If you're still moving and flowing, no one's watching. Right? It's just you in your practice with your breath, taking your pace. And when you do get to that child's pose, when it finally arrives, a moment of stillness, can you give yourself to it entirely, 100%? Give like all of yourself over to this decision to be resting. And then in this moment of stillness, what's still moving? What do you still feel in movement? Right? Is it physical? Your heartbeat, your lungs moving, circulation? Is it mental? Is there a thought? A series of thoughts? Is it emotional, a feeling? Notice what's in movement in the stillness. And come back to your intention to breathe, to ground, or to receive. And can you shift your way of just existing, of being, so that it feels like it's in alignment with your intention that you set? So even though you're not doing anything, there's a feeling like that intention, it's already true in this moment. It's already real. It's already happening. Nice. And then eventually you're going to start to walk your hands in, lift your chest up. Take your hips off to the side and swing your legs around to the front. You want to come forward enough on your mat so that you know you'll have room to recline. Step your feet as wide as the outer edges. Bring your hands back behind your hips and go ahead and just knock your knees down from side to side a couple times. And then you might start to coordinate that with a little bit more depth in your breath. So where does it feel better to inhale? And where does it feel better to exhale? And don't judge yourself. There's not a right or wrong. It's just like, where does it feel better for my body to inhale? Right? Where does it make more sense for my body to exhale? And if you're breathing slow, which I want you to be breathing a little slower and deeper, then your knees are now moving a little bit slower. Now, the next time that your knees drop over to the left, you're going to leave them in that place. Circle your right arm over and around behind you. You might walk your hands in under your shoulders and lift your chest, lift the crown of your head up to the sky. And then as you exhale, begin to bend at your elbows and maybe take your forearms down to the earth. As you inhale, pull the crown of your head forward, your heart forward out of your waist. As you exhale, drag your elbows back towards your toes. And with eyes anchored to one point of focus, eyes open or closed, count out 5 deep breaths. Holding yourself accountable to breathing. Now, when you finish your 5th breath, you're going to reverse that pathway. Lift your hands back in underneath your shoulders. Unwind your right arm back behind you. Lift your knees up through center. And then exhale, nice and slow. Drop your knees over to the right. Inhale, circle your left hand back behind you. Walk your hands in under your shoulders as you inhale. Lift up through the crown of your head. Rise up through your chest. Exhale, bend at the elbows, option to lower down to the forearms. Again, full breath in, heart extends forward out of your waist. Exhale, energetic drag back of the elbows on the floor. Count out 5 deep, full breaths here. And then again, 6 inhalation, you start to lift up out of it the same way that you got into it. Unwinding heart through center, left hand circles back, knees lift up to the center. Go ahead and step your feet in hips width distance apart, hands back by your hips. Your fingers can face forward or back, whichever feels better on your wrists. And as you inhale, you're gonna lift up into bridge pose. Not bridge first, reverse table. There it is, yeah. Nice. Now, Susan, see if you can get your hips a little bit higher, little tuck of your chin to your chest. So try to feel like your cervical spine is in line with the rest of your spine. You're not jacking your head up. You're not letting it fall back, but it's kind of floating right in alignment. Push your hands down, engage your arms, engage your shoulders, press your feet down, let your legs work, tone through your buttocks. Imagine a block between your thighs, squeeze onto it. One more breath in, lift everything up with that inhale. Again, nice. Exhale, take your hips to the floor. Extend your legs long, flex your toes. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Like you could literally pull yourself to sit taller by reaching up through the intercostal muscles, the side body muscles, fingertips, arms. Exhale, slow lower down to the ground. Try to, again, land one vertebrae at a time, which may or may not happen, right? There might be a spot that goes a little, whoops, lost a couple there. That's okay. And then you're coming down to the floor. The same place that we started our practice, right? For some of us, that feels like just a couple minutes ago. For some of us, it feels like there's no way that it's only been an hour. And for some of us, maybe we got to a place that it felt like there wasn't even time. Now we're going to be here in Shavasana. So move around, get comfortable, set yourself up with support or warmth, right? Props, blankets, darkness, maybe the lights get dimmed for the next like 5 minutes. And for some of us, a 5-minute Shavasana at home is a challenge. So take the mental and physical adjustments you need to give yourself this time. And even here in our final rest, do you need to turn your palms face down? Or you're still feeling a little flighty, a little lifted? Do you need more grounding? You can actually touch the earth. Right? Or do you want to open up the palms, the heart, the front body, all the vital organs, open up energetically to receive? And I'm just going to give you some silence. Starting to feel a reawakening, a sense of coming back into the space, landing back in your body. Return to the awareness of your breath, beginning to purposely breathe a little bit deeper. You might take just a really gentle movement. Maybe you wiggle your toes or your fingers or lightly rock your head a little bit from side to side. And then there's a feeling of letting go of that movement all over again. And with an inhalation, stretch your arms overhead. See if you can create a little more strength through the side body. Exhale, hug your knees tight in towards your chest and give your low back a little rock. A little side to side, or maybe some gentle circles a couple times in each direction. You're going to come back to center eventually when you feel called to it, and roll up to sit and see if you can remember to cross the other shin in front. I know that was a while ago. Like, oh, which foot was it? Yeah. And just take a moment to land. Maybe you grab a prop, maybe not. As you feel anchored through the sit bones, through the base. Palms face down for grounding, palms face up for receiving. Crown of your head lifting up towards the sky. Shoulder blades dropping down behind the heart. And then 3 deep breaths here. In your timing, 4th breath. Hands will either join together in Anjali Mudra or just rest softly over your heart. A little tuck of chin to chest. And a moment to come back, reconnect to the intention that you set again and again and again. And to feel it as true, as real, as already happening in this moment. And taking a deep breath in through your nose. Try to breathe in a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. Exhale, empty it out, empty it all out, empty, 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 empty it out. And then just receive a breath, another inhale. And let go of the exhale. Namaste. You guys have a wonderful evening. It's so nice.